Thank you to the representative of Sweden. Will now give the floor to the representative.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Madam President, for organizing this meeting. Thanks for organizing this meeting. Let me express our condolences to the government of Swedish colleagues and Swedish colleagues. We condemn the attack. Now proceeding to the two points that I wanted to raise. First, the situation in Syria. If this situation in Syria and the result continues, the collapse and the result is the collapse, those who would win would be the terrorists. No doubt there. We have seen it too many times. We have seen it too many times. This perhaps is another indication that national unity for giving the Syrian crisis through political discourage of countering terrorism in a united and concerted manner. There is no justification for the crime committed on April 4. There is a very urgent clarification that requires handling with wisdom. And handling with that has to do with the fact that too many states and non-state are very much active in Syria. Who doesn't know that Syria has been open field for quite some time? The point is, the situation has been worsening. Nobody knows what might happen tomorrow. Therefore, is a much broader, complicated matter to easily go out of hand. The priority now in our mind, should be to find one way out. Before one gets to the slippery slope. This is the time to prevail for wisdom, to prevail for statesmanship, to take the upper hand. One doubts that has been the case for some time. What the Secretary General said, was referring to. He said, and I quote, the Security Council has a primary responsibility for national security. On the Council, I call on the Council to exercise that responsibility. For too long, international law has been in the Syrian conflict. And it is our shared duty to uphold national standards of humanity. There is a danger. There is a danger which is the Security Council already marginalized, whatever remaining credibility. That's why the action taken yesterday by the ETA in hindsight looks very timely, not only very timely, but also wise. Thus, would the proposal made yesterday by the dangerous development? We believe it might. In light of the fact that the rationale the use of chemical weapons, and who is responsible and still to be conclusive, and the investigation has to be speeded up. It seems to us the priority now should be draft the E10. And also, Egypt said, Egypt said, for the Russian Federation and the Russian Federation, greater exercise, and find a way out, which is not beyond their capacity. as we said 2 days ago, only 2 days ago, is only ultimate process address the Syrian situation and from spiraling out of control. That is why there is need for calm and restraint to de-escalate the situation. That this latest developments will not dampen comprehensive political solution in Syria through the Syrian in Geneva. Thank you.
Thank you to the representative from Ethiopia. Thank you to the representative from Ethiopia. You give the floor to the representative.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Madam President. We're also really shocked by the terrorist solidarity and solidarity. Madam President, first of all, I would like to stress that we came not to the US yesterday, strike by the US over deadly chemical weapons. I also would like to draw attention of the colleagues statement of Ukraine that states any use of chemical weapons is an outrageous violation of law and perpetrators of such acts have to be brought to impunity for a violator of international law, which leads to further crimes. Russia's chronic blocking of the work of the Council. The Syrian regime sponsors and advocates also violated for the use of weapons in Syria and subsequent deaths suffering Syria's civilians. The U.S. actions must be supported to prevent any further war crimes, including Ukraine considers the U.S. missile strike against namely the air base with the use of chemical weapons was launched as an adequate, it is a clear signal that the use of weapons is not going to be tolerated. Yesterday's events were long in the council. For years this council was paralyzed many important including the Syrian for all intents and purposes. It was held by one delegation permanent my way, no way. Council efforts to address the Syrian crisis by the Russian seven immobilizing vetoes of dead eyes of Syrian children that will never see the light. Everything and anything was employed to obstruct a meaningful action of obfuscations, distractions, As a result, despite the best efforts on numerous occasions, the council was not able to deliver because of the Russian delegation claimed here that it suggested a balance Ukraine does not consider the proposal by the delegation either as adequate or as proper reaction to the horrible mass murder in given the brutal facts on the ground, it is actually adding we cannot accept the reference these crimes as the alleged or reported weapons in large scale really an reported loss of life. Does not the Russian delegation watch continues to assert the horrible stages from furthermore the draft suggests that the key focus of the international structure against civilian weapon structure instead of identifying and taking steps and taking steps considering personal composition based on the principle-based road-based and balance of the terribly important issue. This is not serious issue. Such an approach is not aimed at postponing practice. We see these as a shameless attempt to undermine credibility of the country. When the UN is unable to move, the resulting void, as my delegation stated in this chamber, endless talks cannot substitute. We also reject the assertion by the Russian Federation, the US actions, and the Russian side has lost a moral ground. The Russian side has moral ground such Georgia's occupation, and launching armed aggression against my country, which continues until this day. The deafening sound of Russian At the very least, they are utterly hypocritical. I call on the Russian delegation to stop calling others paranoid. Stop calling others paranoid. Rather look at yourself. Ukraine continues to believe that the final settlement of the Syrian conflict can be achieved through the political. In light of the recent escalation, the only way forward is a reinvigorated reanimation of political process, reanimation of the Syrian political communication. Therefore, we urge the Syrian regime back in careful escalating ladder once again, and instead raise the situation in a way that would give a chance. The events of this week sent a clear signal that community can ill afford dysfunction. Failure by this body to discharge its duties in an objective to stand up for what is right, to stand up for what is right, for violation for violation undermines the moral law, undermines moreover when time and energy attempts unity by basically shielding it destroys credibility. I call on all of you to remember. Council's main task is not to achieve any given issue, but to work diligent and responsive to maintain peace. When the UN is found wanting, opportunistic and unscrupulous types will always rush to explore their own political thus creating more demand for just if the UN action persists, sooner or later this response will come outside. Thus obstructionists, well known, whose identities themselves are well known, have only themselves for events, not laying out according to their scenarios.
Thank you to the representative of Ukraine. I shall now make a statement as my capacity as the representative of the United States. For 6 years, the world has watched. Its leader and government have terrorized. It has murdered hundreds of thousands and displaced. It has broken international law. It has broken international law and violated numerous. It has committed criminal acts. It has committed criminal acts that shock the conscience of all humanity. The international community has repeatedly joint investigative mechanism has found any doubt that the Syrian regime has used chemical weapons against its own people multiple times. On Tuesday, the Assad regime launched yet another chemical attack on civilians, murdering women and children. In the most Assad did this because he thought he could get away with it. Because he knew Russia would have his last night. That changed. As I warned on Wednesday, As I warned on Wednesday, when the international community consistently fails in its duty, there are times when states are compelled the indiscriminate use of chemical weapons against innocent civilians is United States will not stand by when chemical weapons are used. It is in our vital security interest to prevent the spread and use of chemical weapons. Our military destroyed the airfield from which chemical strike took place. Justified in doing so. The moral stain of the Assad regime could no longer crimes against humanity. His crimes against humanity could no longer be met. It was time to say enough. But not only say it. It was time. Bashar al-Assad must never use chemical weapons again. Now, while the Syrian regime is responsible for the chemical weapons attack, it is not the Iranian government. Bears a heavy responsibility. It has propped up and shielded Syria's dictator Iran continues to play a role. In the bloodshed. The Russian government also bears considerable responsibility. Every time Assad has crossed the line, human decency. Russia stood beside. We had hoped the Security Council would move forward, but Russia made it known, as it has done before, that it would use its veto once again, covering up the Assad regime by compromising for a watered-down resolution would have only strengthened Assad. We were not going to allow that. But it's even more than that. Russia is supposed to be a guarantor of the removal of chemical weapons from Syria. Russia is supposed to have removed all the chemical weapons from Syria. That has not happened. But obviously, as innocent Syrians continue to be murdered in chemical attacks. Let's think about the possible reasons for Russia's failure. That Russia is knowing allowing chemical weapons. It could be that Russia has been incompetent in its efforts to remove the chemical weapons. It could be that the Assad regime is playing the Russians, telling them that there are no chemical weapons, all the while stockpiling on their base. The world is waiting for the Russian government to act responsibly. The Russian actor to act responsibly in Syria. The world is waiting as Russia reconsider its misplaced alliance with Bashar. The United States will no longer wait for Assad. The United States will no longer wait for Assad to use chemical weapons. Those days are over. Those days. But now we must move to a new phase. A drive toward a political solution. We expect the Syrian regime. We expect the Syrian regime and its allies to take the UN political process seriously. Something they have not done. We expect Russia and Iran to hold their accountable and abide by the terms. We expect this council to speak loudly. We expect this council to speak loudly when the allies undermine the our own. The United States took a very measured measure. We are prepared to do more. We are prepared to do more. That will not be necessary. But we hope that will not be necessary. It is time for all civilized nations. It is time for all civilized nations to stop the horror and demand a political solution. Thank you. I will now resume my function as the president, and I give the floor to the representative of the Syrian Arab Republic.
بداية يشكر وفد بلادي من روسيا الاتحادية من روسيا الاتحادية ولدينا شاركانا في الدعوة هذه الجلسة. في بداية بياني أريد أن أوجه سؤالا لكنه لم يقل لنا هذا الهجوم ما هو هذا الهجوم ميثاق الأمم المتحدة وفقا ميثاق الأمم المتحدة ارتكبت الولايات بينهم هذا العدوان الغاشم مخالفة خطيرة والأعراف الدولية. حاولت الولايات المتحدة استخدام السلاح دون معرفة المسؤول عنه وتحديد الذريعة التي روج غير مبرر ونشير إلى أنه لا من المعادن لأن من استخدم سوريا ذلك بتعاون والسعودية وقطر تجاهلت بشكل تام من شأن هذا العدوان هذا الواسع شمل العمل واسع على العديد من النشاط العربي السوري، لكن حلفاءه على الحرب على الإرهاب وصدوا محاولات اليائسة دعم غاشم من هذا العدوان قبل تقديم كافة أشكال الدعم المعارضة مسلحة معتدية. إن هذه العملية تؤثر الجيش العربي يجعل شريكا لداعش وغيرهما منذ اليوم أذكر هذا المتحدث أن الولايات المتحدة غير الشرع أما عدوان اليوم يشير في هذا السياق حسب أن رسالة من الكونغرس المقرر يسمح للإدارة على الإدارة على الكلمة إلى قد استمرنا في هذا المجلس منذ يومين فقط لأن الدول الاستعمارية الثلاث على العراق خلال
Security in the region and the world.
I acknowledge the statement from the representative of the Syrian representative of the Russian Federation. The representative of the Russian Federation asked to make a further statement.
Distinguished members of the Security Council, I remember the statement before Council last short that I would not to insult my country.
Действительно нет морального, действительно нет мы себе не позволяем. Мы вообще просто хотел сказать, у нее есть реальный шанс, как последует шаг, как последует шаг, наладить здоровую коллективную работу в Совете. Но этого не получится сделать. Но этого не получится выдавать, если выдавать национальную зрение за абсолютную истину. Хотелось бы, чтобы победил первый вариант взаимоуважительный.
Thank you to the representative of the Russian Federation. There are no more speakers on the list. The meeting is adjourned. And with that, the meeting is adjourned.